Hello, and welcome to another episode of Glass Half Full with Ty and Jen.
Hey.
And today's discussion is on the 50-50. Yay or nah? Would you like to start it?
I'll let you start.
You sure?
Like, you seem really eager, like you just ready to jump in feet first. Don't go head first, you might hit your noggin.
Nah, I'm going in here first. I'm going in here first because, you know, as a man, I just see how us men, we get a terrible rep, and we get put in a bad position when it comes down to relationship and finances.
Okay.
What I feel. So
Okay, let's take a sip because it's fixing to get deep. Go ahead. This is going to be a playful one, I can already tell. But just so you know, like, we don't rehearse these. It's just, hey, let's talk about this, and that's what we do.
It's
so
raw, natural, common sense.
He might think of a couple things he wants to say and write it in so that he remembers to ask me. But other than that, like, these are just raw.
We're winging it. We're winging it. So that's what we want to give you. We want to give you natural, raw, no script, no punchlines, no talking points, just really natural. So with this one, we're coming off the dome, and it's, natural man feelings on this one. Just so are we talking 50-50 finances? Are we talking 50-50 relationship? Are we talking 50-50 emotional? What 50-50? Are we just talking about 50-50 hands down 50-50? Saying that it 50-50 just hands down 50-50
hands
emotional.
down 50-50 everything split down the middle. Okay. I'm on. Let's roll.
Saying that, the way I look at it is your 50, my 50, we make 100.
Okay.
So let me explain this.
What about the taxes?
I actually did hear some crickets. Like I was waiting for them to get done singing.
Okay. So, all right. I'm gonna be good. I promise. I'm gonna be good.
Can you?
To the best of my abilities.
Okay.
I'm going to do my best. All right, go ahead. I am all in. I'm with you.
Okay.
Let's roll.
So the 50-50, as I say, I think we men just get a bad rep when it come down to that, when it come down to taking care of our household and finances. I mean, it's not a bad thing to be that man that want to, just take care of everything and just, I got it. You don't have to do anything. I got you. Yet, from where I sit, those guys, there were those paymaster tendencies, just kind of wreck the game, for.
Yeah, but most of the time, if they're doing it financially, they're not doing it in all other aspects.
I just feel like when men do that, they're just a little insecure on some parts. Like, I want to control the board. I want to make sure I'm dominant to where you're depending on me, or it's all me, or I'm showing you that I'm giving you my money,
but they're if they're doing that, though, they're not doing 50-50. They're doing 100% financial, and then 9 times out of 10, they're doing like.
And that's what I said.
20-30%.
I said you do have those guys who wreck the game.
Okay.
Who say I got you, I'll take care of it all. And I'm not saying they're wrong for doing it. That's how they want to live and what they want to do. That's on them. But I think they're robbing themselves just within the relationship in general, to me. So with me, when I think the 50-50 thing is where you both still have room to improve yourself.
Okay.
To make, yourself better, because if you are together, and you make that 100, whatever you go and get and do to improve yourself, it comes back into the 100. It comes back into the household. So that's one of the reasons why, I support, the 50-50 thing. And I feel like if both sides are really putting into it, and it doesn't have to be 50-50, it just, you putting in all you can, or, to make it even. Yet when both people invest into it, it really makes a foundation. It really makes a structure. It really has it to where you really work for something that you invested in. You wouldn't just give up on or just let go. You will really put some time and effort into it.
So, what if that person is broken in the beginning and they're not capable of doing 50-50 and it's 80-20 or 70-30?
Situation like that, it's easy. You work with those circumstances. You see that you have a broken person and you work with that broken person and you fix them. Yet when you're in the process of mending, you don't have too much high expectations. But once you get that person to the point of where they are fixed, then I think some things should change on that part.
How do you know if that person is ever going to be fixed, as you put it? You're calling it fixed. For instance, I've been in a relationship to where that person looked like they could do their portion. I knew I could do my portion. And then when we got together, not you and I'm saying past, that's why it's in the past, because they couldn't come up and do their 50-50. They couldn't give 54% and I give 54% so that we could pay the taxes.
Why not? Why couldn't they do it? Was it
drive?
Was it that's what I'm saying? Was it
maybe it wasn't drive?
Was
maybe
it the effort thing? Was the effort not being put in, or was it that they were putting in the effort but it just wasn't working out for them?
No, they wasn't. I'm going to say that they weren't putting in the effort. They were putting in the ego, but not the effort. So I'm going to say that how do you know? That's kind of where I'm getting at, is how do you know? Because
there's just a human instinct to it.
Well, not necessarily, because as a woman, so from a man's point of view, what should we look out for? Because here's my thing, as a woman, I know that if you're coming to me, maybe you have to pay alimony, maybe you have to pay child support. Maybe you got to pay child support to 2 children, maybe 4 children. Maybe you got 2 different baby mamas. So on that note, you're paying, you're paying out. I'm just going to use typical scenarios that we know exist. So let's just say you're paying out to 2 baby mamas. Maybe you had a car accident. You no longer have a car. Maybe your family support, maybe they got to go to work. They got to do their thing. So maybe they're not really there to be able to help you like you would want them to. So how do you know that person really has good drive and wants to overcome this negative situation that they're in? Or are they playing a good game? They're the victim of circumstance. And as a woman, we're trying to be like, we understand, we got you. We're going to help you through your baby mama drama because we understand how baby mamas can be. And we understand that, you had this or you had that happen to you. How do we as women know if it's ego or effort?
Before I answer that question, I want to ask a question. Does that woman intuition work? What is that? Help me with that. Me as a man, I've learned a lot of times that an intuition is pretty much like your gut feeling. Always follow your gut. So.
Well, so you know what? If we say that, I'm going to say my gut was right. That it was ego and that I should have left.
And you.
However, and I did leave, However, I made, as so many other women do, I made excuses for that person of why they were a victim in circumstance, why they couldn't get out of that circumstance that they were in. And I hear it often in Black culture that I'm being held down. The system is against me. I can't do this because I'm not qualified, because I don't have this. And
how much time you got?
Baby, I got a lifetime with you.
No. What I'm saying with that scenario, when you start hearing stuff like that, from either whoever, when I start hearing something like that, it's like, oh shit.
And I know I'm not the only one who's heard that.
Well, I'm gonna give you some information on it. I shouldn't be giving up these men codes, but I'm gonna.
Oh no! As you said in previous ones we've done, we being real, we being raw.
As I say, I'm gonna release it. That once you start hearing that, it's like you start thinking about how much time do you have. And when I say that is, you have to teach this person, because if they don't have it and they don't know it, this is something that you're gonna have to start teaching a person. Then do you think this person is capable, or do you think this person is worth it? See, me. So we're gonna come back to this, but I want to.
Because the reason. Okay, so here's the thing. This is why I'm asking this, is because you're saying 50-50, but so many times we come in broken. So maybe
I was about to explain. That.
My bad, dog.
So when I'm saying 50-50, I mean you got it, I got it. You got yours, I got mine. So now that we've hooked up, what we doing?
Okay.
What are we doing as let's elevate this. Let's get off the ground. Let's get out the bottom of the glass. Let's get on the top of it.
Okay.
Let's say both of us are power people. We're not a power couple because we haven't really mended it yet, but we're two power people. So what are we doing? Are you moving in with me? Am I moving in with you? Are we buying a house? Maybe a little too fast on that, but the expectations is just astronomical, mind-boggling for today's men, for what these women ask for. Thank God I'm married. I love you to death. Death do us part. On baby. Doing the studies, you look and be like, I'm blessed, because for a man today, it's like you basically have to take care of a woman's rent or mortgage. You're going to have to work out with the car payment. You're going to have to do something as far as feeding her. You're going out and the car payment, the rent, the feeding her, the nails, and then just breaking her off to give her something to have in her pockets. Then just the extracurricular stuff, like you're supposed to know how to pump gas in the car and change the tire and just get stuff fixed and have, foreknowledge of how to do things. Where's the room for him? Like, what do I have for me? If I'm taking care of, basically, I'm taking care of two households. I'm taking care of me and I'm taking care of you. And then when it comes down to now, is a lot of that marriage thing is out the door. Nobody's talking about getting married today. So it's like, let's make it easier. Since I'm taking care of myself and I'm doing very well on that part, if you actually join me and come in with me, or I come in with you, however we just make this happen, it'll be a lot less expensive.
And it'd be, yeah.
For us to join instead of us being, separate. So once we join, how do we coexist?
Okay, so then what we're talking about then is we're already starting to where we're stable. We're not we're not talking 50-50.
We're not building.
We're not building. We already have a foundation. We don't have everything together, but we have a foundation.
Right.
And we're not broken.
Right.
Okay. That just lets me know where we're starting at.
Okay. This is that juice. This is the real world. Like, what we doing here? Are we doing it the right way? Are we doing it the wrong way? Or how are we supposed to do it? A lot of relationships fall and don't work in that aspect. Because I can tell you, I see a lot of men just like, you know what? You want me to do what? You want me to do it how? Like, the participation you want me to put in is astronomical. What are you putting in?
What are you bringing?
Like, what are you bringing to the table? Like, if I'm paying all this, like, shit. When I come home, at dinner, like, slippers at the front door, house clean. Just, you know, I don't have to worry about groceries. I don't have to worry about bills being paid and just
getting some ass.
It was coming. I ain't know how to spit it out, but go ahead. I mean, we'll go ahead with that, getting some ass. So that's just the reality, and that is more prominent than all the other stuff that's going on in the house. You know, hell, I'm getting that. I'll wash the dishes. I'll cook. You know, I'll mop the floor. Shoot, change the litter box. All. Yeah, just saying that, you know, we men, we just, for us being the kings that we are, and for the power that you want us to give you, we want to see that work being put in for us, for you to say that you deserve what I give you.
I think women have become very independent to where they don't want to give anything up, because if they give it up, it's a sign of vulnerability. And
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but what does that make up? We're giving up. We're giving up. So I feel vulnerable when I give up. Like,
that's sexy.
see this? You feel vulnerable when you give up, and it feels sexy to her.
Well, okay, because here's the thing. Okay, so you and I have experienced a very 50-50 in our latter years. So I can see I think that a lot of people, whenever they just start, ooh, we got eyes in the sky.
I think I'm going to hit him for copyright infringement.
So here's the thing. When you can't, and I know I keep stopping because I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Okay, so when you can't come 50-50 financially, you have to be able to step up and make that up in other areas. Mm-hmm. So you have to be able to cook and clean and do all the extras and help out with the kids, and vice versa. So we've seen a great balance all throughout our marriage, no matter which way the balance went.
Right.
And now we're in a different balance, and we have other income that comes in, so I'm not traveling as much every single day.
Right.
That being said, I pick up the difference in housework versus in the beginning, I did all the traveling and you picked up the difference in housework.
Right.
So I feel like it's very important, in all honesty, all jokes aside, I feel like it's very important to be flexible and not just be like, well, this is my role and this is what I do. Because you can come in being 50-50 and have it all mapped out.
Right.
And all it takes is a flip of the feather, and life's changed. So when life changes, are you ready? Are you ready to change the momentum? Are you ready to change what you do, how you do? There was at one time when I retired, and you, 6 weeks into it, you're like, so, don't you want to go do something else? Because you were coming home, and I'm like, okay, babe, so just so you know, I scrubbed the grout. I'm getting ready to replace this. I've rearranged, and you're like, girl, I just got off of work. I'm tired just listening at you. So,
see, fortunately, unfortunately,
you married a badger?
my wife's a country girl. And just the discipline and movement, how, you're raised in the country with all the, stuff that you have to do. It's just instilled in her that she never stops moving.
So, funny, not funny story. My grandfather had passed, and we went up for his services, and my brother came in, and early in the morning, before the services, well, Ty, you ready to go feed cattle? And he was like, what? He's like, don't we got a funeral? And he said, well, yeah, but the cows ain't gonna feed themselves. Like, they waiting on us. Like, we gotta go do this, and then we'll go to service.
It was a 18-hour drive.
Yeah, we had an 18-hour drive. We got in that night.
Got it. As soon as we got there. It was.
Oh, did we get in that morning?
We got in that afternoon. In the afternoon, and
anywho,
we were talking with the family. Were we down at the house? We were down talking with the family, and brother-in-law rose up and gives me a hug. We talk and say, you want to come with me to feed the cows? And I'm like, you rode up here for a funeral. You're talking about working? He's like, yeah.
They ain't gonna feed themselves.
They ain't gonna feed themselves. So, saying that, she don't stop moving. She's a badger and has an awesome butt to seat radar. Anytime my knees go in the L shape, she's peeping around the corner like, what are you doing? So, yeah, like after week 3 of you being retired and I'm coming home and you're just a busybody badger.
I've cleaned drawers, I've cleaned cabinets, and I gotta tell you all about it.
Rearrange cabinets, rearrange the closet, move the closet around,
So I really feel that it is very, very important to establish what needs to be done and what is expected. I mean, we already know the basic. It's expected to pay rent, mortgage. It's expected to pay the light bill, the water bill, stuff like that. But what we don't expect is maybe some of the different chores around the house. How often something needs to be done.
People doing chores around the house today?
I mean, I am.
I mean, you are. I'm just saying in general.
So, that being said, I feel like it's very important to know that, we've seen...
Baby, I love you. You're a special breed.
I know. I'm exotic.
I don't think you getting any of these women, and I'm sorry, I'm not speaking against. I mean, just with the careers you have today, just the level of activity that you have outside the house. I don't think you're getting any of these women to get on the floor in their hands and knees with a small toothbrush to clean the grout on the floors.
Well, first of all, it's not a toothbrush. I found the brush.
I said small tooth.
And
I wasn't saying you in general. I'm just saying, just given the aspect of how things
okay,
go.
So ladies, let me...
They're not going to put in the footwork to take care of the house.
Okay, but here's the thing. When I clean the grout, it's a lot of work. Not going to lie, hands down, it's a lot of work. And I take pride in it because when people come in, I love when they're like, oh my gosh, your grout is so pretty. And I'm like, well, thank you. I also, the other thing is when people are like, how many diamond rings do you have? And I look at them, I'm like, And they're like, are you serious? And I'm like, well, yeah. They're like, How many husbands do you have? One. He bought you all them? Yes. They're
Well-
like, what did you do? And I'm like, well, I cleaned the grout in some really short shorts. Made sure I was still cleaning grout when he came home from work.
So
it has its perks.
So two things. The grout that you're doing it in that manner, and I respect that. That's why it's like, wow, you don't have to, but you do. You go that extra. You don't just scrub it. You go that extra. Yet I didn't know the shorts was a thing on purpose. I didn't know you did that on purpose.
I don't like wearing short shorts. How often do I run around in short shorts?
So you do that on purpose?
Yes. That's how I get my jewelry. And my shoes. You started, oh honey, it's all by design. It's okay, because you ain't going to stop doing it, because if you stop buying, I stop wearing them shorts.
Everything is by design.
It's by design. So here's the other thing. Okay, so we're talking 50-50. This is supposed to be a 50-50 conversation. Okay, so here's the other thing. So 50-50, okay?
You say 50-50, but I'm seeing like I guess I see why I'm like right now at 75-25.
I mean,
all by design.
it's all by design.
You get that.
So here's the thing. Okay, so I take pride in you coming home to see a clean house. And to see your house to where when people come over, I don't have a garbage bag in my hand going, oh my gosh, I was just cleaning up. You just caught me. And my house is like looking like hoarders where we're stepping over stuff. I take pride that when our nurses come in here to come to work in the morning, they come into a clean house. And when they leave at night, they can't go home to their families and be like, man, I'm so glad to be home because this house was a disaster. They go home and they're like, I get to hit my bed. But if I had to stay the night at Jen and Ty's, it'd be okay. I take pride in people feeling comfortable
Right.
in a clean environment.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So, and that's also a reflection.
Right.
That's a reflection of you through me. Because if somebody is coming by, which you've had somebody come by, you're like, hey, you've called me, and you're like, hey, Jen, so-and-so's coming over. And I'm like, yeah, not a problem. And they'll get here before you, and they'll wait outside, and I'll tell them, no, please come on in. He's right around the corner. If you'd like to step out back, so you're not in the house when he's not home, feel free to step out back. They'll come through, they'll step out back. And even if they go around the house and they step out back here where we're at, they can still see inside our house. So they know, the people that you surround yourself with know that your wife takes pride in what you are providing for your family.
Right.
So that is that is my extension. And we talked about...
So that would be the expectations of any man that is actually putting in that work.
If he's putting in the work. But see, you have a lot of men who don't want to put in the work because they don't know how, or they don't feel obligated to do it.
So let's break this down so we can make it easier. So we're talking about men. So right now let's break it down to where we're talking about men and women. Let's not talk about broken.
Okay.
Let's not talk about the one who lack. We're talking about men and women.
Okay, so then a man's house, I would say that
if you want to build
expects...
yourself up to this level, and that's what we're here for, to help you mentally get to this level so we could be men and women, and this is what we do.
So I have other income that comes in, so I don't have to go to work and be out hustling every single day. No. So that's one thing. So financially, I'm 50-50. And even the extra that comes in, I was raised to manage finances. So I'm able to put stuff aside so that when things come in and things happen, or we want to go out or whatever, you're entrusting me with what you give me. And so part of that 50-50 is trusting that when we need something for this house, an insurance payment, or we need to go out, or we need to buy tires,
let me stop.
That stuff is there.
Let me stop you on that. I want to say this to viewers and people that's looking with that, what she's saying. What she is describing is what I hear a lot of people say, that if you got a woman and you got a wife at home, if you give her, but I'm stumbling on what I'm saying right now, but it's the saying, and I'm sure someone already has worded it for me, that if you give her, if you give her bread and she'll make a meal, if you give her a house, she'll make a home. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing I do love about you. That,
thank you.
And I respect and I love your family for actually putting that into you. Because I started to get a little teary-eyed when you start saying that, because I'm just thinking about how blessed of a man I am to just have you in my life.
I love you.
I love you too, babe. But go ahead and finish that.
But I make sure that just because I have the extra finances, that money is put aside. So if we get a flat tire, if we need a new alternator or whatever, that's there. That money is there for us. And it just wasn't spent because. So you've entrusted me. And that helps with the foundation. That helps with the 50-50. Because, and you know what, and I'm going to say 54-54 because I'm going to say paying taxes on it.
Mm.
So that being said, it helps build that. And it helps you want to give more. So, and I've heard time and time again, like you've gotten your raise and you're like, babe, do you want me to give you more? No, I'm okay. We're good. With what we have, we're good. That's your raise. That's your treat. That's your Scooby snack. I don't need that because we're at a spot where we're good. So I don't have to take more from you. Now, if we've decided, hey, look, when you get your raise, this is what we're going to do. Now, that's a different story. But I feel that so many times, as soon as women see that their men got a raise, they're like, well, now what am I getting out of that? Mm. And I don't feel like that should be like that, because if you were struggling or if you were getting ready to include something else, then I feel like it should be a conversation. Hey, when I get my raise, out of that $50 a week I'm going to give you an extra $20, $25. That's an extra $100 a month. And that'll cover this bill. If that stuff isn't going on, then let him have it. Like I don't feel like that's necessary. I don't feel like, and trust me, like we share on a lot of things. We have a lot of things that are separate. Like we have our household account, which pays for everything, and then he has his account. I have my account. And whatever you spend in your account and whatever I spend in my account, it is what it is. But if you overspend and now you need this or that, tread lightly. And it goes both ways. Now, accidents happen, things happen, and things come up that you have to fix. And those are different categories. So then that's where I say 54%, because now you're going to take that extra 4% that you had in reserves, right, and you're going to pay that forward to your other. And I think that that's completely fair.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Now, emotionally, as women, we want to see you come in and just be all doted over us. Oh, he loves me. Oh, look, he plays with my hair. He nibbles on my neck. You know, we want to see that. But then when it comes time for us to dote over y'all,
oh yeah,
it's,
oh yeah,
I'm busy, I'm this, I'm that, I got a headache. And
you get a full-fledged massage from the men, but the woman be like,
I can't help it. You relax me and it just puts me to sleep. I just touch you and I'm just like, ah.
No, it's Grey's Anatomy. It's what Meredith is doing.
Oh no, why are you throwing me under the bus?
So, just like.
But.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so emotionally.
Emotionally.
All right, so emotionally, okay. I'm going to tell a story that I did one time, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It was Valentine's Day. And it was a couple weeks before Valentine's Day, and I was getting ready to go get I was at work and I was doing an event, And I looked up and I was like, what? And it was an auction for sports memorabilia. And I was like, oh, is that who I think it is? Because, oh, my husband would just, what? My husband would love this. And the guy was really snarky to me. He's like, oh, pretty much I couldn't afford that. And I was like, you want cash, check, or charge? Because I don't care. And anyway, so dude was being snarky to me. And I'm like, dude, I'm walking home with this. And even if I would have had second thoughts because of his attitude, I was buying it. So then a little bit later, I looked up and I seen a second piece. And I was like, ooh, is that? And he's like, yeah, you should probably get that because it's way less expensive. It'll be more in your budget. Well, honey, see, this is where when I tell you I save the extra money you give me because my snarky ass was like, yeah. I didn't say I was taking that one over this one. I'm taking them both. And he looked at me like I had 10 heads. So now I talked to this other gentleman throughout the night and come to find out he's the head of this whole organization program. This other guy is. And he's telling me that I should buy something. And I was like, oh, and the girl I was, Stacy, that I was bartending with, she was like, she already did 2 things at that. And he was like, oh, you're the one who spent the money. And I was like, and? Is that a problem? Well, he was like, did you see something else you wanted? And I told him, yeah, because there was a Michael and Kobe autograph picture. And I was like, oh, I really wanted that. But my ego right now is not going to let me drop one of those other 2 big ones that I got so I can get this one. So homeboy made me a deal. So I bought these 3 pieces. They were put in my manager's office that night, and they sat there for like 10 days. Valentine's Day, I had to do a wedding. And when I came home, I brought those 3 pieces in and put them on the couch, and that's how you found it. So I'm going to say this. We talked about you buying me the diamond rings because I'm bent over in them cute shorts by design. How did you feel emotionally as a man to know the pieces and the value? Because you didn't know how much they cost, but you knew.
You want to ask me that question?
No, I'm asking. Because here's the thing. I took the time out because I knew what the value is of that, and I knew what your heart's desire was to have your goat room.
I want to answer the question number 1. A little humor to it. So I'm sure every husband or man out there right now realize that your wife can't go out and someone challenges her pocket.
Sure can't.
So she's going to show it to him. Number 2, I felt great. I mean, that's where it comes in with the 50-50 emotional that, you know, I'm that lion, I'm that tiger, I'm that bear. Oh my. This is what I am when I'm outside. This is who I am when I'm out in the streets, when I'm out working, when I'm out hustling, when I'm out doing what I need to do, making it happen to bring it home. So when I come home, I wanna shed all that armor outside the door, you know, in the foyer. Keep it close to the house, but I want to shed it. And when I come home, I want to feel relaxed. I want to feel calm. I want to feel at ease. I want to feel that my back is taken care of. And when I say my back is taken care of, that my spine, my backbone is a strong support for the rest of the body.
So, like, I mean, one, I got all 3 pieces a little bit out of spite because he didn't challenge me. And you don't know my pockets. And at that point, he had pissed me off so bad. At that point, I'd have spent the mortgage check if I needed to buy one more thing just to piss him off. Sorry. Because I was pissed. But at the same time, I knew bringing that home to you, I knew what that would mean to you. And you buy me very beautiful gifts, often, to show your appreciation. And anytime you ever get extra, like when you get your work bonuses or you've gotten, you know.
Oh, I done bust one of these jokers' butt. No, I'll keep it coach. Let me stop. And I done bust one of these jokers' ass on one of these football bets, but go ahead. Go Rams. Who's out?
Whoop, whoop. Horns up, baby. So, on that, I know the gifts that you give me.
Right.
And I know how appreciative I feel. And whether it's purses, whether it's, we'll just put it out there because obviously you notice, whether it's purses, whether it's wigs, whether it's shoes, whether it's my designer collection, you give that. And when you give that, that makes me want to give. Now, a lot of women, though, are like, oh, I got this, I got that. And then as soon as you're like, well, what'd you get your man? I ain't got to get him nothing. He can get his own.
See, that's what I was saying, like, well, the 50-50 part come in that I actually, you leave room for someone to have, to actually go out and build to be better for themselves so that when they come home, they can do that. I've always, me in general, men, women, when you're with someone, the best way to get treated is treat that person in the manner that you want to be treated.
Right.
So the gifts, the presents.
By design.
Is by design. the massages is by design.
I'm not real good at massages. I have nerve damage in my hands. And so, but
everything.
I will say this. You love for me just to touch and just, so I make sure, especially like, yeah, I love touching on your chest. I love rubbing on your arms. That's why, like, I'll, even when
that's all we need. Just.
It's the touch. It's knowing that. Just know, like, you want to feel my soft hands on you.
Right.
Touching you.
We don't ask so much. Just in general that what I'm giving to you, because I'm sure a lot of men will agree with me. When we go to work, we're giving up time. We're giving up our life to actually get something in return. And so when we have that, it's not hard, but when we give that up, when we give up our life, money is life. So when we're giving up our money, our life, we want something back in return for that because we worked hard for it. We put in our time for that. And when we don't get back what we feel like we should, it enrages us, it gets us upset, it makes the frequency low, it puts us in the manner to where we don't want to be in. So
I think that women in general need to allow a man to give them half, and I think they need to be accepting of that. Instead of expecting 100% or 80% on top of the 50% they have, so that they have extra and the man don't. I feel that is very important, because you have a lot of women who may not see a lot of things that we talk about. People may not realize they're doing it, or they realize it and they don't know that it shouldn't be that way.
I hear a lot of times is I deserve this.
But you know what? If you do what you're supposed to do, and it's such a give and take. If you do that tug of war with each other, and I say tug of war in a loving way, not in a negative way. If you do that tug of war with each other, then it's very back and forth. And you'll get what you deserve. Now, if you deserve shit, you're gonna get it. There's a new saying out: "May you have the day you deserve." And it's the same thing.
In a relationship for me to say you deserve actually takes 3 years for you to start deserving anything, or at least it takes time.
It takes time.
It takes time and development for you to deserve. It's not like I just met you, and you feel like you deserve that. It's like,
True.
I'm sorry.
And I know we have
You
a lot of
haven't-
people
you
nowadays, and
haven't
they feel
done
like they
nothing.
deserve it right off rip.
You haven't done nothing for me.
If you show me.
Maybe-
But now that goes back to being broken.
Hold on, let me.
I'm sorry,
Let
sorry.
me say this before I lose this. That's where it comes. Thanks, you say the broken. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna ride with that. The broken in that last relationship you was in because of what you put into that last person and for what you exhausted into them. Now you're going into another relationship feeling like I deserve this, but I understand that. But you deserve that from that person that you gave that to. So I'm sorry that it happened to you, but guess what? I promise you one thing. I'm sincere. If you stay in practice of what you feel like you deserve, instead of feeling like I should just give it to you and you waiting to see, stay in practice of what you deserve. Give that to me.
I
And
feel
I
like
got-
that's
and I
why
gotcha.
we had so much success with our
Because I knew
give
how to,
and take.
Because I knew how to talk to you.
Is that what it is?
I knew how to. These things, what I'm saying is what I literally said. I mean, man, you really literally got to talk. You got to open your mouth and say, let me have this. If you deserve that, then I deserve the opportunity to see.
Yeah.
So,
No, I totally agree with that. I think that so many people right now are in a situation to where they're broken, because I feel like successful relationships, and a lot of people that we know that have just amazing relationships, they're already on this give or take. They're already on the 54%, so they got that extra 4% if you need it. They're paying their taxes, so to speak, and then also they are prepared that when they have to do 80-20 or 70-30, because it's been so fair, they are willing and giving to that.
Right. Right. I'm glad you said that.
And they do it gratefully, because they know and they've built that bond, that
Right.
trust, that love, that loyalty. They've built all that, and they know that if the cards were flipped, that you would do the 70-30 for them.
Right. See, I'm a stickler on that when it comes to that, to say when it comes to something has happened, and right now I only got 30. This is all I got. This is what I'm putting out. You know what? It's okay. Because when both of us was 50, we build a foundation,
Right.
and just what we have occurred from that,
Right.
we're good. So I'll take care of the 70. Your 30 will still contribute, and we're fine, because I got you. One, because of what we have built, the foundation that we have, I trust, I love. And
You're not going to stay at the 70-30.
And right. And even though we have built that, and I recognize and I see what I have to know that if you were capable of giving me that 50, the 50 would be there.
Yeah.
So, and this when I say you give a person what you want for yourself. So it's like, damn, this could be me coming up with the 30. And I definitely don't want it to be where I'm being turned away or I'm being looked at as like, oh no, you're not coming up with your part. You're not coming up with, your obligation. So.
And the other thing I'm going to say, and we've talked about this, so many times we're going to talk and you're going to see stuff cross each other. You're going to hear it mentioned because it's going to fall into so many different categories and places, because it's just not.
Life is like a spider web.
It is. Everything
starts in the
touches.
center, yeah.
Absolutely. It also goes back to your friends. Your friends that you have in your ear. Is that person cheering you on? Or is that person, as soon as that person slips,
Right.
are they destroying? And so which way are we going, with that? And if your friends are constantly, if you're, for instance, there was a woman I met a couple years ago, and she was telling me a story, and it literally, when I tell you I was so floored, oh my goodness, I was so floored. So she had fallen in love, quote unquote, with an older woman, or an older man, excuse me. And with this older man, and her father signed for her to get married early. So she married this man. It was like an Elvis Presley and Priscilla Presley thing. Like there was that much of an age gap, okay? So he worked, and she finished out her junior and senior year. Like she was 16, 17, and she married him, okay? And she's our age. She's the same age as us. Now, check this out. She goes through nursing school, does her time in nursing school, doesn't even get to go be an RN. She only makes it to LPN. And he has an accident. So he rests and lets his back heal. Now I know all about back injuries. I've had enough of them. I know you have to do some stuff to get it right. However, I also know that you have to push forward. And she was able to make the bills with what she made as an LPN. So he didn't go back to work. He rested to fix himself. Well, then he got in such a, my back hurts, I can't move, I can't this and that. He never worked. He never worked again after that. Now, you have 5 years after your injury, and if you haven't filed for disability after 5 years, you're done. Like that's your cutoff. You have 5 years to get that started. Right. It doesn't mean you're going to get disability in 5 years. It just means you have to get that process rolling. He waited until he was 60 years old, 55, 60 years old to start his disability process. And they told him, they said, you've been out of work for 17, 18 years.
Damn.
And you're just now. This woman supported this man the whole entire time.
Damn lie.
That part. But the thing was, is he wanted to be able to draw his Social Security, and they told him, well, you haven't worked. You haven't worked in years. Your Social Security is this low.
See, with me.
So now hold on. So listen. So now he was trying to find something else. So I tell that story to say this, okay? If you are in a situation to where somebody gets hurt in your relationship and that person can't work, then they need to get on disability if they cannot work, okay? If they can work, they need to be working to help you. Point blank, period. And the only reason why I tell this story is because, one, earlier in our cast here, in our talk, I was asking questions. How do you know? What do you know? I personally, after 5 years, if you hadn't filed for disability and you wasn't working and you were still healing, see ya, Tito. I'd be out of there. That wouldn't have happened. I'd have given you every opportunity to do right. But if you don't want to...
I don't believe you.
I would not take care of a man for 20 years.
I don't believe you. You said 5.
No. I said, that I would make it the 5 years?
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I know I wouldn't.
I don't believe you.
Because I'd already have your paperwork be like, you need to sign this. You need to sign this. And if you didn't sign that paperwork, and you didn't keep them appointments, then I wouldn't be there. I'd be gone. Bye.
Any woman that lets a man go for 5 years without contributing something into a household is a damn fool.
So, but this is what I'm saying.
That ain't a man.
No, it's not a man.
That's a male.
That ain't no man.
He's a Y chromosome, but he's not a man.
But I tell that story to say this. You can heal. You can be understanding.
Right.
You can do what you can do. So if you're at home and you're hurt and you're injured, then you have to find another way around it. So if you can't work, then you have to contribute some kind of way.
Some type of way. Right.
And if they're not willing to step up and contribute to that, then don't brush it off to, well, they were injured, and so because of that, but their fingers were working just fine, and they could have went to the doctor. They could have gotten a disability.
It's the logic of what you see.
They just did. He didn't want to, and then he didn't want to get on Medicaid, and he didn't want to get on food stamps because he said it was for poor people.
So you know where he's at, right?
He's still with her?
He's in the bottom of the glass.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely in the bottom.
He's not at the top where it's
No.
at for. He's at the bottom.
I just don't want women who are in a situation, or men that are in a situation, to say, well, my partner's hurt, so there's nothing they can do. We talked earlier on a different show. God will always give you an out. Right. And when I say an out, I'm not necessarily meaning that he's going to give you, there's a door, you can leave, but he's going to help you out. He's going to contribute. God is going to bless you and help you fulfill those gaps and those needs.
It's the part to where you say he's not going to put no more on you to where no more than you can bear.
Than you can bear.
So once you get to the point to where it's bearing too much, there is a way out. You seen the way out before you even went into it. You just didn't take it. You just wanted to see how it was going to go. But you know there is a way out.
So, I don't want anybody to feel like, well, they don't know what they're talking about because my spouse was injured. But your spouse can still contribute.
Right.
They can still do the dishes. Well, they can't stand. Guess what? There's a bar stool. Put a bar stool down. You can still contribute and help. I don't have to cook, clean, and work to take care of you.
It's just hard for me to see men in that situation because no matter what type of discrepancies I've had as a man, to say that I'm a man, you fight through those discrepancies to get to where you can actually do what you need to do to contribute, to be.
But see, at the very beginning, you said men tend to get a bad rep. And that was an example. That is a true example of why a lot of men get a bad rap when they're coming into a relationship because of incidences like that. Now, she took it to the extreme, and she's been there for 17, 18 years. They're still together. There's a lot of women, and they don't make it that. Like, I wouldn't have made it that far, but they'll only do 2 years, 3 years, and then they walk off from it. So when you're coming into the relationship, if that's what she just got out of, because that's a very real scenario, and you and I know at least 4 or 5 people that have that same type of scenario. So it's not like that was just an isolated incident. So you got to figure, if just us two know 5 people, that five relationships like that, think of all the other people that know people that have situations like that.
That's why we're here, baby.
I understand that.
That's why we're here. I know. We got y'all.
So, so it's about, maybe you need to open up your eyes. Maybe you need to know that you deserve better.
Right.
Maybe you need somebody in your life, and I'm not saying go out and get divorced. I'm not saying that. But you need to find somebody who matches your energy and make them match your energy, or let them know, look, I love you, but we're not going to go through this again. Here's your options. You get to do this or this, and if you can't do this or this, and you want to stay doing this, that's not an option I can live with anymore.
Right. Love yourself first. Get yourself together first. The foundation is you. We did an episode where we were talking about cleaning your house, making sure that you are straight before you actually can do anything for anyone else. And if you actually are around someone that is holding you down and is not letting you be the best version of you, the person you with should always be glad and happy to let you do what you want to do for you. How you come back, when you leave and you come back the same as you were, great. If you leave and you come back different, then that's on you as the control that you have of yourself. Yet you should always let the person that you're with go out and bloom to be the person that they need to be in the best version of themselves.
And if you're really matching energies and you're at that solid relationship, the person that you're releasing out in the wild, so to speak, to bloom, when they come back, they're just going to be a better extension of what they already were.
Let her go on that girl's trip. Let her go out on that girl's vacation. Just let them get out.
And if that person isn't trustworthy enough to go out, then maybe there's something else you need to reevaluate. Because I can tell you that I'm quick to be like, hey, bae, so-and-so's in town, or hey, bae, I'm fixing to run up over here. Hey, babe, I'm going to a conference this weekend. No, I mean, he knows where I'm at. You can come see me if you want. You know, if I'm at the conference, and he showed up at 10 o'clock at night at the conference and left the next morning, you know, he came up there because I was up there for 3-4 days. Doesn't bother me none. I know, because there's nothing I'm doing that I need to be ashamed of or hide.
Right.
And so when I come back to you, I'm just a better extension of myself.
Yes. So, I know the ideal thing with the 50-50 emotional that I know a lot of people aren't going to pass, and I challenge you to it, is that if you're in a relationship with someone and the relationship is serious, give them access to your phone. Give them the code. That's the most trusting and best way. I mean, if you're with someone in a relationship and they still have no access to your personal life, your personal activity.
And I've told him this before too. Like, he has access to my phone, but I've also
we have access.
Yeah, we have access to each other's phones. But at the same time, like, I've also told him, if there's something that you question, let me know, because it may be something that is completely innocent that isn't. But if you just read the one sentence because you don't know that maybe there was a conversation before, and all you had, you know, and it was like, hey, just text me back, and you just read a random number that says, don't worry, I'll pick it up. You're like, what the hell are you picking up? Who is picking up what, where, how? You know? So, you know, I don't get mad. There's nothing to get mad about. There's nothing to hide. It's, what is this? Oh, here, let me explain. What is that? That's so-and-so.
I should feel like, you know, just being in a relationship that you want to be in, that access is a good way. I mean, it's not a weakness, but it is, if you have a weakness for that type of stuff, giving access would actually be a great deterrent.
And, you know, I hear a lot of people whenever, because you brought up, you know, the phone thing, a lot of people say, oh, well, that's an invasion of my privacy. That's my personal space. Here's the thing. I have access, but I don't go through it. And you have access, but you don't go through it. But if I was like, hey, pick up my phone, or hey, babe, can you get my phone and text somebody? I don't care.
Right.
I'm not sitting here doing this.
Or see what they text, or what did they say?
Because I will tell you right now, if you go looking for something, you will find it.
I'm just
But what you find will not be what you think.
I'm laughing because I just know some people that in relationships abroad, they'll body slam you. You look at their phone and touch their phone. Down. It's like, what the fuck?
Hands down, they'll be like, no, give me my phone.
And it's like, are you crazy? Are you with this person? Are you in a relationship with this person, and this person don't have access to your phone, to your personal stuff, in case something may happen or you need something? See, me, the way I'm set up, that's a big red flag for me. So on the emotional part, we're not playing 50-50 here.
No. And so, I mean, we've covered finances.
Right.
We've covered emotional.
Right.
What about physical? And I know this is a little bit of a longer.
Ooh.
This is a little bit longer discussion we're having, but
it's a good one.
You know.
It's a good one. So the physical part of it is drum roll.
God, dog! I hear all the birds singing and the crickets chirping.
I wanted a good drum roll. I wanted them looking at me like, what?
Oh, hold on. All right, drum roll.
You got to do it. You got to have sex.
We were created to bond.
At least 4 times a month. Saying at least once a week.
Once a week.
What?
Once a week.
At least. I mean, I said at least. What are you talking about? What are we saying here?
I was like, what the?
Am I saying not enough, or am I saying too much? Where are you at? Or do you want me to finish saying what I'm saying? And
No,
then
please go ahead, because I'm probably going to just want to crawl into a hole, but go ahead.
So out of 7 days, I said at least once a week,
Okay.
so at least 4 times a month is the least that you should bond with that person. So,
And that's our term
let me tell you, women, from a man perspective, how that goes. If you want anything higher than that 50-50, that has to happen. It has to happen. So, because when we bond, when we touch, when we
share pheromones,
when we share that pheromones, when it happens, what happens to a man when he leave the house to go out and be that lion, that tiger, that bear? Oh my! When he goes out to be that, he's king. There's nothing in the world that can, shatter his armor because of what he's getting from home, from what he's fulfilled with. So there is no greater feeling than home being intact. So when he go out, he's doing what he's supposed to, and there is no option of looking the other way, looking in other directions, because
he's being fulfilled.
Home is being taken care of.
And I would encourage ladies, don't look at it like, oh, I have to sleep with my husband again, or
what?
Or oh, he always wants to have sex. How about look at like, he wants to bond with me. We want to bond. I know that when we're apart, like especially when I go on conferences and I'm gone for days, I know by day 2, just missing you, I call you and I'm like, babe, I can't wait to get home. I really want to bond with you. Mm. And I can say that out. I could say that at McDonald's. I could say that at Fleming's. It doesn't matter where I say that at. I could say that in the middle of the conference. Nobody knows. I mean, they do now, but nobody knows that is my love language for you. So I can say, babe, I really miss you. I can't wait to get home. I just want to bond with you. Mm. You know what that means.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm bonding. Mm. I'm not just doing whatever 3 or 4 or 5 letter word you want to use, but we're sharing a bond.
People that bond more are healthier, relationship wise and physically.
So I used to do home parties, and I sold adult novelties back 25, 30 years ago. I did this almost 35 years ago. So anyway, I was doing that. And surprise!
Oh yeah, surprise, unscripted.
Anyway, so I was reading a book one time, and that book said that if you have a healthy sexual relationship, that couples normally only get agitated like 10% of the time.
Oh yeah.
If you have a healthy sexual relationship. Now, if you have an unhealthy sexual relationship, it's 90% of the problems. And I stopped and I started thinking about this. And I thought about different relationships, whether it was mine, whether it was other people's. And like, you stub your toe, it's like, oh my God, my toe hurts. It's dramatic. There's all kinds of stuff going on. However, if you have a healthy sex relationship with your spouse, you stub your toe, and they're like, oh, baby, here, let me rub that for you. Next thing you know, you good.
I want to use that. I want to use that analogy. I like that.
It is. It's so, and it really made me stop and think, like, and that's what, if you stub your toe when you have a unhealthy sexual relationship, it hurts like the dickens, and you don't want to walk, and it is sickening. If you have a healthy sexual relationship, your partner will rub your foot, will talk to you, tell you, baby, it'll be okay. And you forget all about it. Next thing you know, you're bonding again.
Even if the partner's not involved with you stubbing your toe, let me say that in English for the
It was understandable, but go ahead.
If basically it was understandable clearly. On the man perspective, saying if I'm having sex on the regular, I can go to work and the boss could say some stupid shit to me. And I could be like, well, it's all good. I'm going home and get me something. If you ain't getting none,
you might lose your job that day.
Boss say something to you, you got fired that day. What you said to me ain't even boss fault. Boss told you what he's supposed to tell you, but because that connection is not right at home,
right.
That foundation is not right at home, it just, anything could just trigger you and just get you upset, get you mad.
And I mean, I know that today's world is very sexually explicit. But it's different because I find that women, when they're looking for the man, they're quick to be in a pair of shorts, want to twerk, want to do their thing. But then when they get the man, do they want to be just like, I ain't trying to do all that. I already got you. So what you did to get him is what you got to do to keep him.
Men know the same way. They do the same thing. Beach body before you married. And after you married, you just...
Understood.
You know, middle age spread and all that great stuff.
So, I mean, I
knew better. We knew better. So that's why we're here today, to help you with those things. Because I do my best to try to avoid that middle age spread at the young age that I'm at.
You know, so I think that women just need to make sure that what you did to get him is what you got to do to keep him. And, you know, just be there, because when you're there, it's by design. What do you want? Oh, okay. What do you got to do to get it? Okay. Handle your business. And if you're in an adult relationship, a true adult relationship, this is going to flow very easy. And I know it sounds so weird to say it, but like, you're going to get the loving, the touching, the let me hold your hand. We'll hold hands when we go to sleep. We'll cuddle before we go to sleep. You're going to have that intimacy, and intimacy is defined as all that stuff. It's not just sex. It's just like, I know when I close my eyes, if you was the line 6 men in front of me, I could smell you out. I'm not saying you stink, because it's not that at all. 1, your cologne is amazing. Number 2, I know your pheromones because I cuddle on you enough. So I would know your smell out of a lineup. And I think that it's really important for women to understand that one thing leads, and men too, one thing leads to another. And so if you are sharing intimacy is what women desire. The true desire is when women desire, they desire intimacy. Then men desire sex. So if you're giving us intimacy, we'll give you. I ain't saying you don't desire intimacy.
We desire intimacy. It's just the way they teaching these crazy knuckleheads today is.
Understood.
You gotta be.
I'm not saying
you
you don't.
hard for that, which is wrong.
No, I'm not saying you don't desire intimacy,
I know,
but
baby, I know you.
men desire the stronger sexual relationship. So if you give us intimacy, we give you the sexual relationship, and then when that lays into place, you're happier. You're not arguing. We're happier because we're getting what we want. We're happier. Now your home is at peace. Ooh. And then once your home is at peace, guess what? And it's been like that for a bit. Now all of a sudden that gift you wanted, that you felt like you deserved, now you get that gift you deserved. Because everything has fallen into place. What's that old saying? one back scratches the other, one hand scratches the other's back, or what? It's something about scratching somebody else's back. But anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
know which one I'm talking about. It's an old-time player thing.
stuck on that gift you deserve.
Stop it. Behave. Stop. Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
It is. It's just what
But it all comes full circle.
Right.
It'll come full circle. And before you know it, and if you're sitting up here and you're tally marking your 50-50s, I did this, I did that, I did this, and you're keeping count of who's doing more, that's not a good way to succeed.
Right. I like how you said that, because it makes, like, I don't know right now, seriously, with us, I don't know if it's a 30-40, I'm not 30-40, but 30-70, 40, 40-60.
I was like, who got the other 30%?
I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know that. Yet, my thought process on to where we're going is just, I'm going to always put in what I need to put in. I'm going to put in that 50 of what I'm thinking it is.
We're actually we're 54-54.
So what I'm saying on that is, like, it should be to a point to where you don't care. As long as home is taken care of, that, hell, I get that saying to where you got people in the streets and, oh, you broke, you ain't got no money, and it's like, shit, I don't give 2 fucks. My house is taken care of, my bills are paid, I'm driving car, I got houses, houses are taken care of, my bills are being paid, cars have gas, hell, all I got is $5 in my pocket, I don't give a damn. I'm good.
Deep freezers are full.
Deep freezers are full, pantry full.
House is clean.
Cabinets full, house is clean, no critters in it, no demons, so yeah. I mean that's wealth. I feel like I'm the richest person in the world just having those securities, especially when we're talking about, the money that you put in that I've never, thank God, I've never had to come home to any discrepancies of lights off or we're going without on that part. So this is a great thing to actually.
I just feel like, honestly, like we stopped keeping score a long time ago when everything kind of got balanced and stable. I know in the beginning there was a lot of keeping score back and forth of who was doing what, but that also came with maturing. So I would encourage people that are in a young relationship that are trying to get the 50-50, just mature.
Just stop with keeping score.
Yeah. Right, and just let it fall. And if you're 70-30 that week and the next week they're 70-30, just let it bounce back and forth, because that's like now.
That's what make it balance.
Yeah. So,
just when it come down to the last numbers, the numbers that equate, the number that equate is I had you when you didn't. You had me when I didn't. We made it work, and when we both had, we went extraordinary.
Right.
So, beautiful thing when you actually, you work together. You have that mindset to where there is no one trying to control or no one trying to be on top. We're going to do this. We're going to sit and we're going to talk about it. We're going to make this happen amongst each other. We're going to talk about this down the middle.
So you just said something about somebody being on top of each other. We used to get a lot of slack. And I think maybe that contributed a lot to it. Matter of fact, I know it contributed a lot to it, of the hierarchy of the father, the husband, the wife, how it goes biblically.
Right.
And during trials and tribulations, we would have people that would input into our ears that were, well, they're not being the head, they're not being the head. Or they're being the head and they're not supposed to be the head. You're out of order. And I feel that at one point, and if it's for a short point, I know on my end anyway, that hearing either I was in the head and wasn't supposed to be, or you were supposed to be in the head and I was trying to take over. There was a lot of discrepancy, and it was a little bit of chaos, a little bit of turmoil, because there was a battle of power, so to speak. But to me now, I feel that once we stopped keeping score, that everything balanced out, and I was able to give you the authority that you deserved and that you were supposed to carry as the head of household.
I'm guilty for knowing, because you know how, stepping back to the manifestation part that we had, I knew where I'm going. I know where I was going to be. I was taking the steps to be there.
Yeah.
Stuff for it. So
you were working, you were in school, you were doing a lot of stuff.
Seeing you do what you were doing, it really, I knew you were that person, just for how you carried on. Because being a man and knowing where I was going, we want to know that our partner is that person that's going to do for me, the person that's going to be there for me, that person that I'm not giving 90% and I'm only getting 10, and that 10 is really only 5. So seeing that, and the effort that you put in is what we as men today want to see. As far as a lot of us at this age, this time and age, are saying we're tired of doing everything and putting everything into a relationship and giving all of ourselves just to come out with nothing. So now we want to actually see a woman that wants to be with me. We actually want to see a woman that wants to be in a relationship. And I know it's vice versa. I'm just giving the perspective from a man's side.
Right.
This is what we want to see, and this is what we want. I mean, when you look at the age of where I'm at now, basically we're at the point to where either we're in a relationship, married, and just cruising because we're reaping the benefits of what we've sowed into that marriage, or we're at a point to where we're in this age to where either we're not going to get married, we're not going to get in another relationship because of what we've been through.
Right.
So no matter which way we're going, we actually still want to see someone that wants to put in the work and do something for us, so we can actually come back and put in what you want us to do for you.
Well, I think with me, like I said, with me in the younger portion of everything, it was biblically things that were being said, and that made me want to keep score more. And so I would encourage women or men not to be on that scoreboard. I'm not saying lay down like the one lady I told you about and just get ran over, but definitely like don't keep the score, don't tally it up, let life flow. As long as you are on a flow where you're back and forth, just let it flow, and it'll balance out. And whatever tit for tat or whatever it was, it doesn't fix itself overnight, but allow it time to fix itself. Allow it time to show the 50. You keep saying 50%. I'm saying 54, because we paying taxes. Paying taxes. But
that's for the red bottoms.
Hey. So on that, I would just say that, don't keep score. And if you're doing 50-50, you're going to meet here. If you're doing 54-54, you're going to start coming up, because that 4% is going to bring you up like that. You know what I mean? So 50-50 is here, 54 is going to bring you up like this, because that 4% is going to be up this way. You can only go up. So, and that goes back to building your foundations. That goes back to just trusting one another, being there for one another, touching, hugging, rubbing, appreciating one another, speaking love languages to one another.
God's natural plan on marriages and life.
You know, let that other person complete your puzzle and you complete theirs. And if the world doesn't like the way your puzzle's completed, if you're happy with it and they're happy with it, and you're truly happy, you're not just saying you're happy and trying to make an excuse and cover it up, you know. But if you're really truly happy with it and he's really truly happy, then be happy together. Don't let the world define what your relationship has to look like to have a healthy, happy relationship. So that would be my advice.
All right. I'm good.
Well, thanks for joining us. I hope you got something out of it.
I'm sure they did. If you have any
There's
questions.
so much information that's packed on so many different levels. It's just...
Right. So any questions or any topics or anything that you want to put in as input, you know, just go ahead and put it in the comments below. And if nothing else, thank you for tuning in with us, and then we'll see you on the next transmission.
All right. See ya.
Love you.
Bye.